Hi there, I'm Erin with 5 Parks Yoga. I'm so glad you've joined me for today's Stress Relief Flow. This class is being released during Mental Health Awareness Week, and I wanted to offer this gentle flow as a tool to support your well-being. Yoga can play an important role in mental health by helping to calm the nervous system, release physical tension, and provide a space to reconnect with yourself. I know for a fact that yoga plays a huge role in my own mental health. As we move through today's class, let this be a moment to pause, breathe deeply, and let go of any stress you've been holding. Before we begin, I'd like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all my wonderful YouTube members and Patreon supporters. Your continued support makes these free classes possible, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. You'll also notice on the screen that we've highlighted our incredible Patreon supporters. If you'd like to join this group and see your name here, head to 5parksyoga.com/support. Your support helps keep these classes accessible to everyone. Be sure to give this class a thumbs up if you like it, and if you enjoy these classes, you know what to do. Your engagement helps grow this amazing community, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. All right, let's get started. Come into a comfortable seated position, and let's take a few deep breaths together to ground ourselves before we begin today's stress relieving practice. All right, let's begin with a breathing practice called Ujjayi Pranayama. Ujjayi Pranayama is the victorious breath. This breathing practice allows us to connect with the sound and the rhythm of our breath. And that sound and that rhythm is going to be a touch point throughout our practice. So I will remind you to listen and connect with that sound and that rhythm so that you're aware of what your breath is doing as you practice. So it's a ha sound with your lips closed. So let's begin. You can have your gaze focused out in front of you, or you can have your eyes closed. Let's start with a cleansing breath. So take a deep breath in, fill up your belly, your rib cage, your lungs, hold it at the top, and then release it through your mouth and make that ha sound. All right, now you're gonna do that same thing with your lips closed. So breathe in, pause at the top, and then with your lips closed, exhale through your nose. Now the idea here is that you are going to slow down and even out your inhales and your exhales. So continue breathing in and out through your nose. See if you can lengthen your inhale, pausing at the top, and lengthen your exhale, pausing at the bottom. And find your own rhythm. We're going to take about 5 more breaths here. I'm going to count my own breaths. Yours might be at a different rhythm. So really settle into it, feel into your body as you inhale, and listen to the sound as you exhale. And let this oceanic, rhythmic sound calm your nervous system as you settle in, finding your presence on your mat, in this space in your body. Now I want you to continue with your breathing, of course, but now if your eyes are closed, you can open them, and we're going to begin to move the body. We're going to start with the neck and shoulders because that's usually where we hold the most tension. So I want you to start by shrugging your shoulders up by your ears. Take a deep breath in, shrug them really tight, like you're holding a lot of tension. And then open mouth, exhale, release. Let's do that one more time. So shrug your shoulders up by your ears, really, really, really tight, tight, tight. Hold it like you're holding everything. And now let it go. Doesn't that feel good? All right. Now, take your right hand out to the side, tense your fingers, take your left hand to the top of your head, and then just draw your left ear toward your shoulder and really reach through those fingertips so you feel that length through your neck all the way down to your fingertips. Come back to center and switch it out. So take your opposite hand on top of your head, tense your fingers, and then draw your right ear to your right shoulder. Nice and gentle, but with just a little bit extra so you can feel that stretch to that side of your neck, and then come back up. Now tent both hands. Bring your chin forward and down to your chest. Feel that length that you're creating in the back of your neck, down between your shoulder blades. And bring your head back through neutral, and then bring your chin toward the ceiling. Stretch through your throat. Now hold here and open your mouth really wide. Okay, close your mouth. Bring your head back to neutral. Our jaw also holds a lot of tension and a lot in our sleep that we don't even know about. So actually take your hands to your jaw and give your jaw a little massage, doing some circles in one direction and doing some circles in the other direction. Self-massage is a great way to calm your nervous system. All right, let's continue from here. So take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. We're gonna stretch through the chest and continue to stretch through the shoulders. So press your fists down toward your mat, and then maybe reach your hands up as you hinge forward from your hips. So this is gonna get all the way down through your low back into your hips, and then an extra stretch for your shoulders. All right, come all the way back up. Release your hands and then make your way to a tabletop position. And then just take some movement here that feels good in your body. So I'll give you some suggestions, but this is just kind of a free form movement. So you can take some hip circles in both directions. You can take cats and cows if you want, arching your spine. In both directions, you can just sway your hips side to side. So just feel into your body. Feel where you're holding tightness and tension, and then just work with that, trying to release some of it. All right, let's all meet in a neutral tabletop position. All right, from tabletop, we're gonna move into spinal balance. So extend your right arm forward and your left leg back. Keep your gaze steady down at the ground. Reach through your fingertips, press back through the ball of your foot. And then just notice your core. So you're gonna draw your belly button back toward your spine, so you're tightening everything up. Nice long line of energy. Take a breath in and release. And let's switch sides. So spinal balance on the other side, checking in with our balance. So extend your left arm forward, your right leg back, 2 hips level, 2 shoulders level, gaze nice and steady, active line of energy from your fingertips all the way through the ball of your foot. So feel it in your body. Make sure your core is engaged, holding your spine steady here. Take another breath in and then release. Tabletop position. We're gonna thread the needle. So take your right hand right underneath your face. Inhale, big breath in as you reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. Look up toward your fingertips, and then exhale, slide your left arm behind your right hand, and then come down onto your left shoulder and your left ear while you keep your hips high. So feel the back of your shoulder opening up, and then of course your low back and hips. On your next breath in, unwind. So reach your left arm all the way up and then come back to tabletop. Let's switch sides. Left hand underneath your face. Breathe in, lift your right arm up. Look up towards your fingertips, opening up your chest and your shoulder, and then slide your right arm behind your left hand. Come down onto your right shoulder and your right ear while you keep your hips high. Feel the stretch in the back of your right shoulder. Feel the length in your low back. On your next breath in, unwind, lift your right arm up, and then come back to tabletop position. Tuck all 10 toes under, lift your hips high, and release your heels down toward your mat for downward facing dog. Let's take some more freeform movement here. So suggestions are pedaling out your legs, bending and straightening one leg at a time. You can sway your hips side to side, wobble out your head, releasing tension and tightness from your neck. You can lift your heels high and then press them down toward your mat. I like to lift my heels high and then sway them from side to side, stretching out the side of your body. And then we're all gonna meet in a static down dog. So hips behind your toes, hands in line with your shoulders, gaze back at the back of your mat. Take a deep breath in here. Notice the sound of your breath as you exhale through your nose. All right, look toward your hands, walk your feet forward, bend your legs a lot, and then come into Ragdoll. So rest your torso on your thighs, your legs are quite bent, and then you can take opposite hand to opposite elbow and just hang here. So you should feel the heaviness of your arms and the heaviness of your head, lengthening the backside of your body. Not a lot of strain on the hamstrings here. So legs are really heavy and bent. You can sway side to side if you want. Maybe bending and straightening one leg at a time if that feels good. All right, if you're swaying side to side, come back to center, and we're gonna do a slow roll up to stand. So release your hands down towards your mat and then slow roll. Imagine your vertebra stacking one at a time from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head, and we've arrived on our feet. So let's come into mountain pose, which is a really grounding pose. So spread your toes, look down at your feet. See if you can spread your toes and see some mat between each toe. And then starting from your foundation, feel your heels on the ground, and then start to tighten up through your quadriceps, the fronts of your legs. And then just a slight, very slight tuck of your tailbone down to engage your low core and belly. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. And let's do that shrug one more time. So really shrug your ears up by your shoulders, and this time take a roll. So rolling them back and down, and then just notice your arms. Face your palms out, spread your fingers wide, and then really actively reach through the crown of your head so you're nice and tall. Can you feel your firm foundation from the ground up, from your feet all the way up through the crown of your head? You're here, you're steady on your feet, you're safe, you're in the present moment. All right, on your next breath in, reach your arms up and then look up. Connect the palms of your hands above your head and then exhale through your nose, Ujjayi Pranayama, as you bring your hands through heart center, past your belly button, down to the floor. Breathe in, reach your arms up overhead. Now look at your hands. Connect your palms above your head, head back. Exhale through your nose. down through heart center. Release your hands, circle them up and around. One more time, breath in, connect the palms above your head. And this time on your breath out, cactus your arms, open your heart, expand your chest, bring your elbows down, open your throat. Breathe in, tall mountain, and then breathe out, hinging from your hips, forward fold. You can keep your knees bent again if you would like to, or you can work toward straighter legs, stretching the hamstrings, releasing the crown of your head down toward your mat. On your next breath in, come up to a halfway lift. So you have a nice flat spine. You can take your hands, shins, thighs, floor. Just imagine that you're looking at yourself from the side and you can see a 90-degree angle from the crown of your head down to your heels. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, come down to standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Plant your hands on the floor, step back to a high plank position. Remember, knees can be on the floor in high plank. If you like, that's always an option for you. And let's shift slightly forward and lower all the way down onto our bellies. Take your feet flat to the floor, tops of your feet flat to the floor, hands right underneath your shoulders. Breathe in for low lift cobra. Maybe take your chin up, look up toward the ceiling. Breathe out, lower down. Walk your hands back, one hand print. Breathe in, come up a little bit higher, a little more pressure in your hands. Lift your chin up, look up, lower down. Now we're going to come into high cobra and hold it. So walk your hands back a little bit further, press all the way up to straight arms. If this doesn't work for you, you can take the low cobra variation. Elbows are not locked out here, but we're really opening up the whole front line of the body while we arch the back side of the body and the spine. Lift your chin up, look up, and lower all the way down. Take your hands back underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under, press up high plank, and let's press back to downward facing dog where we began. Take another breath in and out. We're going to take those movements at a faster pace. So linking our breath to our movements. On your breath in, look forward, come forward. On your breath out, dive down into standing forward fold. Breathe in, come up to tall mountain. Reach your hands above your head, look up, exhale, cactus your arms. Breathe in, tall mountain. Breathe out, standing forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift, 90-degree angle in your body. Breathe out, standing forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Now, if you'd like, you can do a chaturanga, lowering halfway down, or you can return to your belly on your breath in. It's either upward facing dog or cobra. On your breath out, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high, keep your hips level, drive your heel up toward the ceiling, and then exhale, round your spine, bring your knee toward your nose, and step your right foot between your hands. So we're in a low lunge position. We're gonna do some more free form movements. So you can bend and straighten your front leg, just getting into the hamstring. You can flex your foot up if you want, or point your toes down. And just one more breath here, free form movement. Okay, now settle back into your low lunge. Right knee over right foot, left hand on the floor. Breathe in, reach your right arm up, look up for twisting lunge. Hold here for another breath in. Exhale, breathe out, release your hand down. All right, let's make our way to high crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Reach your arms up. Settle in here for an exhale. Pinky fingers spiraling in, shoulders down away from your ears. Just feel your feet on the floor, your left heel lifted, your left toes stabilizing you here. Take another breath in. As you exhale, cactus your arms. We're gonna make a big circle down with our arms as we lower our knee to the floor. Now sweep up with your arms and then straighten your back leg. Let's do that 2 more times. So big circle, cactus your arms, circle down, lower your knee, inhale, straighten your back leg, lift your arms up. 1 more time, big circle. And then bring your arms back up. And then as you exhale, place your heel on the floor and open up to the side for warrior 2. Once again, 1 breath to settle in, big inhale. Exhale, lower your shoulders away from your ears. As you breathe in, come to star pose. So toes point out, palms face out, fingers spread wide. And then breathe out, bring your hands to your heart and sink down into your hips. Hold here. Take some movement, swaying your hips side to side. Rolling your shoulders, just settling into this pose. All right, come into a static goddess pose, prayer squat. Press your palms together. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring your hands to your knees, dip your left shoulder in, look to the right. Come back to center on your breath in. Breathe out, dip your right shoulder in, look to the left. Come back to center. All right, bring your hands back to heart center. Sink a little bit lower. On your breath in, rise up to star. Take your heels behind your toes. Take your arms to capital T. Hinge from your hips. Come to a flat back. Take another breath in. Reach through your fingertips. On your breath out, come all the way down into standing straddle splits. So options here, you can take your hands right below your shoulders. You can reach for your ankles or your heels, and then just lower your head down towards your mat. Make sure that your quads, the fronts of your legs, are engaged. So your kneecaps are lifting. You're not just dumping into the hamstrings. Take one more full breath here, enjoying this inversion with your head below your heart, your breath flowing smoothly, hopefully. It's a reminder there. All right, take your hands beneath your shoulders if they're not there yet. Come back up to a halfway lift. Capital T with the arms, palms face down. With a big inhale, rise back up to star. Situating your feet so your toes face out, and then return to warrior 2 facing the front of your mat. Reverse your warrior, so stay low in your lunge, reach up and back, and then come all the way down, lifting your back heel, placing your hands on the floor, step back, high plank, and then make your way to downward facing dog. So from here, you can just take your hips high, or you can take a chaturanga. From downward facing dog, let's lift our left leg high. Keep your hips level and then drive your heel up toward the ceiling. So you're not lifting your left hip to get it higher. You're using the back of your leg. As you exhale, round your spine, bring your knee toward your nose, look past your hands, and then set your left foot close to your hands. Freeform here, just checking out the hamstring on the left side. Again, bending, straightening, lifting your toes, whatever feels good. You're just getting curious about your body. How's it feeling in this moment from side to side? All right, let's settle back into our low lunge. Keep your right hand on the floor, lift your left arm up, look up toward your left fingertips. Hold your twisted lunge for one more inhale. Exhale, release your left hand down towards your mat. We're gonna come up to high crescent, so lift your arms up. Breath here to settle in, lowering your shoulders, feeling the steadiness of your feet. Slight spiral of your pinky fingers in so your hands are active. You don't want to forget about your hands there. All right, same thing on this side. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, cactus your arms, big circle. Drop your knee down and then sweep it up. Big sweeping motion. Straighten your back leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Big circle here. Inhale, lift. This helps move energy in the shoulders. Exhale, warrior two. Plant your heel down. Open up to the side. A breath here to settle in. Nice gaze out across your front fingertips. On your next breath in, come up to star. Really bright fingers, palms face out, toes face out, and then come back to prayer squat with hands at heart center. Sink down. All right, now bring your hands all the way down till they touch the earth. And then big inhale as you rise up. Let's do that again. Hands through heart center. Sink low in your squat. So low that you can touch the earth. Big breath in. Sweep those arms up. And let's come into standing straddle splits again. So heels come out, toes come in. Come down halfway, nice long spine, and then breathe out and release into standing straddle splits. This time, take your hands underneath your shoulders, flip your fingers so they're facing the other side of your mat, and then walk them back. Walk them, walk them, walk them. Reach through those fingertips, getting a greater stretch here. The hamstrings, the back line of the body. Don't forget about the fronts of your legs. If you forget about the fronts of your legs, sometimes this can lead to overstretching and injury in the hamstrings. So you want to avoid that. Come back so that your hands are underneath your shoulders. Halfway lift. Bring your arms out to capital T. The purpose of this is building core strength, spine strength, and then rise up, star. And then let's return to warrior two. Face the front of your mat. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, low lunge. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. High plank, chaturanga if you'd like. Upward facing dog. Return to downward facing dog. You can always skip that. Depends on your energy level. If you want to have a little bit more output, you can do that chaturanga. If you'd like to conserve, you can skip it. All right, once again, let's move at a little bit of a faster pace here. So on your inhale, lift your right leg up, bring it forward, low lunge. So we're moving energy now. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, make that big circle, dip your knee down. Bring it back up, inhale to crescent, exhale, warrior two. Breathe in, listen to the sound of your breath, 5-pointed star. Breathe out, prayer squat. Breathe into star. Breathe out, standing straddle splits, just for an exhale. Breathe in, halfway lift and pause. Right hand below your face. Keep your hips level. Use your core as you lift your left arm up. Look up towards your fingertips without hiking that left hip up. Breathe out, release, and switch sides. Big breath in. Lift your right arm up. Hips level. Reach high. Feel your core nice and strong and engaged. And exhale. Release. Rise back up to star. Return to warrior two, facing the front of your mat. Reverse. Low lunge. And take your journey back to downward facing dog. We will all meet there together to reset for the next side. You know where we're going now. So let's take our left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Rise up to crescent. Big circle as you cactus your arms, dip your knee down, sweep it up, straighten your leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to star. Exhale, squat. Inhale, star. Exhale, standing straddle splits. Adjust your feet. Inhale, halfway lift and pause. Now keep your right hand underneath your face. We're doing a different thing on this side. You're gonna sweep your left arm behind your right. You're going to reach for your right ankle. And then take your right hand, reach it up, nice deep twist and reach. And then we're gonna switch sides. So you can take your right hand, reach for your left ankle. Lift your left arm up. And then release. Let's return to star. So adjust your feet, heels in, toes out, rise up, breathe in. And warrior two. Reverse. Low lunge. Travel back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And big breath out. Let's come down onto our shins and knees and up to kneeling. So we're gonna take a pose called Camel pose or Ustrasana. It's a huge heart opener, a very intense pose that releases tension, stuck emotion from the heart center. So you can have your toes tucked under, your feet flat, totally up to you. Hands to your low back. Draw your elbows back and then lift your chest up, lift your chin up, and then press your hips slightly forward. And then if you'd like to, you can reach for your heels, maybe one hand at a time. If you have a hold of your heels, get a nice hold on them and then press your hips forward as you release your head back. It's not easy to breathe or talk, but try to breathe and not talk. One more. Okay, come all the way back up to kneeling. And then take your feet flat to the floor if they're not there already and bring your hips to your heels, hands to your thighs. Okay, feel the residue of that posture. Just feel maybe some tingling. I often have tingling in my chest or my head. If your breath felt a little bit difficult to maintain, can you return to that rhythm and that sound? Connecting us to our body and this space, getting us out of our head, keeping us here in the present moment. Take one more breath. All right, go ahead and cross over your ankles and come to seated. We're going to extend our right leg forward. Take your left foot to your right inner thigh. We're going to continue stretching out the hamstrings on both legs. So reach your arms up, just to have a nice long extension here. Hinge from your hips and reach toward your foot. When you can't reach any further, you can place your hands on your mat wherever they are, or you can take your hands around your foot. Really try to extend your chest forward. Imagine that your forehead could touch your toes, and I have a feeling someone out there can do that. And then for your next breath, extend a little bit further, and as you exhale, go ahead and release and round. Bring your forehead down toward your leg. Have a nice relaxed rounding in your spine. And we'll take one more breath here. All the way back up and take your right foot toward your left hip. for half lotus pose. If this is not accessible, you can place your right foot on the floor. We're gonna take a nice deep seated twist. So reach your arms up overhead, and then as you breathe out, reach your left hand for your right knee and your right hand out behind you. If it's accessible to you, you could try to reach your right hand toward your right toe and take a bind. If not, don't worry about it. It just gives you a little bit more space to open up your right shoulder. Look out over your right shoulder. And then come back to center. All right, we're gonna take Heron pose, hamstring stretch, core strengthener, balance challenge. So take your right heel out in front of you, take your hands around the bottom of your foot, lift your heel up off the floor. You can stay right here, shoulders away from your ears. If you want, you can extend your right leg long. Look past your toes, lift your chest, lower your shoulders. And then let's take this into revolved heron, so a twist. Hold on to your right heel, reach your left hand up and over to the outer side of your right foot, reach your right arm back, look back. Okay, return. And then switch sides. So this time take your left leg out in front of you, right foot to your left inner thigh. Lift your arms up, reach and extend as you reach for your left foot. As soon as you can't reach any further, set your hands on something. Extend your chest toward your toes, look past your toes. So this is a very active stretch, and I'll give you a chance to have it be more restorative. On your next breath in, extend a little bit further, and then round as you breathe out. And enjoy this relaxed position of your spine. Release from your fold, and let's take half lotus. So left foot to your right hip flexor. If that's not accessible, just set it on the floor. Reach up with your arms, breathe in, and then take your right hand to your left knee, your left hand out behind. You can bind if you'd like to, reach your left hand toward your left toe, just a little bit deeper of a shoulder opener. So our movement invites our attention. So throughout this practice, paying attention to your breath and your body and what it's doing helps to ground us in the present moment and in reality. So let's take Half-Heron on this side. So take your left heel to the floor, take your hands underneath your left foot, lift your left heel up off the floor, and then extend your left leg in the direction of straight. Look past your toes, chest lifted, gaze steady. Let's take revolved heron. So you're gonna keep hold of your left foot, take your hand, flip it over, and hold on to the outer edge of your left foot. Extend your left arm back. Look back toward your left thumb. Fingers are active. Revolved heron pose. And come back to center. Release. All right, take your feet to a butterfly position, or your legs, I mean. So soles of your feet together, knees wide, chest up. We're gonna take one breath in seated Baddha Konasana, and then we're going to recline. So breathe in, and if you'd like to hinge forward as you breathe out. Breathe in, come back up, and as you breathe out, reach your arms forward and lower down, one vertebra at a time, like we did when we came to standing. All right, pull your feet a little bit further in if that's possible. Take your left hand onto your low belly, take your right hand onto your heart. As you breathe in, feel your hand lift as you fill your belly with air. As you continue to breathe in, feel your right hand lift as you fill your chest with air. And then as you breathe out, feel your right hand and then your left hand sink down as air releases from your body. Maybe pause at the bottom of your exhale, and let's do that again. So breathe in, feel your left hand and then your right hand lift as you inhale, pausing at the top. And then as you breathe out, feel your right hand and then your left hand release. Extend your left leg long, draw your right knee in toward your chest. Take your hands around your knee, bring your right knee up toward your right shoulder. We also hold a lot of tension in our hips, and a lot of emotion, stuck emotion can reside in our hips. So we want to focus on the hips before we before we end our class. So pull a little bit tighter, and then you're going to release and twist, bringing your right knee to the left, extending your right arm to the right. Take a breath in and out. Come back to center and switch sides. Extend your right leg long. Draw your left knee in. Interlace your hands around your left knee. Bring it up toward your left shoulder. Hug it in tight. Okay, so this shape counteracts a lot of the tension that our hip flexors feel from sitting by compressing them, squeezing them really tight. So be conscientious about what you're doing here. Okay, now we're gonna release that hold and bring our left knee across the body. Place it down, extend your left arm to the left. Take a breath in. And out. Come back to center, last pose of class, Uttanasana, knees to chest pose. So we're gonna bring both knees in this time. Wrap your arms around your legs. Hug yourself into a tight ball. And of course, if your arms don't wrap around your legs, no worries. You just take your hands to your knees and squeeze your knees in. You should feel a compression in both hips. Actively try to press your tailbone down toward the floor. So working toward a flat spine, you're just going to feel a deeper compression as you hold your knees and press your tailbone down. So one more inhale. And then the sweet release as you exhale into Shavasana. So legs are extended long, feet fall open, arms come wide, palms face up, fingers relaxed. All right, so if you've chosen this class for stress relief, this is the most important posture of this class. It is a posture, but it's a release. So you can have everything be soft and heavy, and you can just notice your feet, notice your legs, feel the heaviness of your hips. Notice your hands, your fingers, your arms, shoulders heavy and relaxed, no tension in the shoulders. Neck is nice and long. Feel the heaviness of your head. Feel how heavy your head is. Your face is soft, jaw relaxed, forehead relaxed. Let's take one more breath together. Inhale. Hold it at the top. When you're ready, through your mouth, long, slow exhale. Relax, release, reset. The beauty of yoga lies in its ability to bring us back to the present moment. When we focus on our breath and move with intention, we create space for relaxation and clarity. In this space, we can let go of stress and tension and connect with a sense of inner peace. Please, if you have the time, stay here. I invite you to possibly challenge yourself a little bit today and stay in Shavasana a little bit longer than you normally would. Again, this is the most important posture in yoga. We do all of this movement of energy and all of this releasing of tension so that we can finally rest in stillness here in Shavasana. If you're ready to move on and want to do a formal closing with me, you can wiggle the fingers and toes, roll the wrists and the ankles, and make your way toward a full body stretch. Make your way onto your side so that you can gently press up to a seated position. So when you're ready, come to seated. Bring your hands to your hearts in a gesture of gratitude and peace for this practice. So let's close together with a big breath in through the nose. Big breath out through the mouth. Forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to each and every one of yours, Namaste.